other interesting business news, you have GameStop crashing 26% in a single day last week as the company continues to be rudimentary and mediocre at best. This is brought to us thanks to Yahoo Finance, which somehow is still in business, the OG search engine from way back in the day, in which they say, quote, GameStop stock plummets as the company announces $1.75 billion in debt offering amid Bitcoin push. Jeez Louise. What are you thinking, GameStop? Pull up that stock ticker really quick. $22 per share. Yeah, let's see. How have they done the past 5 years? Past year. Yeah, they're not doing great. Jeez. Oh, GameStop. I'm actually surprised they're still in business despite treating customers and employees like crap for decades. They are somehow still around, so that's, I suppose, an accolade in of itself. Now, they say that, quote, GameStop stock plummeted more than 23% after the video game seller announced that it intends to sell $1.75 billion worth of convertible bonds. In other words, GameStop is raising cash from investors by issuing debt in the form of convertible senior notes. Investors will convert the notes into GameStop equity before or when they mature in 2032, gathered shares and potentially weighing the stock's value. That's a very generous statement. Yeah, when they mature in 2032. Does anyone think GameStop is going to make it to 2032? I mean, every year it's a joke in IT in terms of, well, also not a good sign if you look at the analytics in terms of LinkedIn and GameStop and how many people work there. You can tell just how much is being outsourced and how few people actually work at the company still. And again, it used to be a great still Texas-based company, but yeah, they say that GameStop said it will also use the proceeds of its latest convertible bond sale for investments and potential acquisitions. In May, the company announced a $500 million purchase of Bitcoin. Wow. They say that the announcement follows another big debt offering, with the company selling $1.3 billion in convertible bonds in March. Who is dumb enough to buy these things? Again, not financial advice, but just with so much uncertainty, I mean, the video game industry alone, GameStop makes a majority of their profit from used video games. As you have more and more video games becoming digital first, guess what you can't do? You can't resell them. There's not much need for brick and mortar. I mean, if GameStop was smart, they're not. They would have been the forefront of e-gaming, the competitions, the tournaments. The stores, I think, would have become almost mini hubs for video game tournaments, competitions. I'm not saying that would have made them future-proof forever, but in terms of adapting and innovation, I mean, GameStop, geez Louise, it doesn't work. I mean, again, majority of the profits come from used video games. And there are fewer and fewer used video games every single year. Now, they say that GameStop is a meme stock known for this unprecedented rally in 2021, driven by retail traders on the Reddit groups Wall Street Bets. In March, the company updated investment policy to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset, holding the cryptocurrency on its balance sheet as part of its corporate treasury. So instead of going out and making acquisitions or investing in your employees or your technologies or things that would increase the customer experience, you're buying Bitcoin, which not financial advice, but there are a lot of people that are uncertain about the long-term viability and the stability of Bitcoin. Again, I don't think it'll ever go down to zero, but it is a gamble that the company is making. They say that, quote, but investors are wary of such bets because Bitcoin can be volatile. Well, read my mind. You also have, this is credited to David Yermak, who's a NYU Stern School professor, saying, quote, the main risk is running a leveraged Bitcoin treasury strategy is that a rapid drop in the price of Bitcoin could lead to the possibility of bankruptcy. Yeah. He said that indeed GameStop's announcement of Bitcoin investment in May sent shares down 10% in a single day. Jesus. They say that GameStop's revenue has also fallen every year since 2023 as the video gamers opt for digital game purchases rather than visiting its stores. The company also reported the first quarter revenue fell 6% from the prior year to $748 million, sending stock down another 5% the following day. Which, yeah, let's go to the comments really quick here. Now, one of the top comments comes to us thanks to Mark saying, quote, I remember when investing was looking for companies that made something or did something and made a profitable doing it and had a growth in their future or cash flows to provide a dividend. What we see here today is a game getting 18 ups and 6 downvotes. Like somebody, very interesting name, says, quote, never understood the, quote, company sells shares to buy Bitcoin thing. Any investor could just buy Bitcoin instead. Good point, getting 19 upvotes and 5 downvotes. Randy Mulch says, quote, for the 4,126 consecutive day, the squeeze is coming tomorrow. Everyone just buy and hold. LOL, getting 7 upvotes and 1 downvote. It seems like GameStop is trying to just glorified gambling buying Bitcoin. Again, they should be using that money to reinvest into the business maybe actually, again, improve the customer experience and employee experience. I mean, there's nothing more depressing than going into a GameStop. I recommend it. It's an interesting retail experience. But yeah, what was or what used to be the magic of going to have a GameStop and having educated employees. Again, some employees are great. The issue is lately, or I should say past 10 years, it seems like they don't even know anything about video games, not passionate about the product, making good recommendations. I mean, it's one of those companies that I almost admire in terms of it's astonishing they're still around. It's almost like the cockroach of retail. It's impressive that despite being so ugly and having such a poor customer experience, and they're still somehow around and making sales. That seems more impressive. Granted, it goes lower and lower every year. I mean, and again, not financial advice, but what's the compelling reason to go to a GameStop as opposed to anywhere else? Even if you wanted physical video games or video game accessories, which again, that's a big point of profitability as well as accessories. I mean, the biggest thing that killed GameStop, I think, is also not just e-commerce, but also Walmart, Target, where you're going to get your groceries. They have, and again, it's not the most diverse section of video game stuff, but they have a fair amount. They have all the major titles, major accessories that we would need, like controllers, batteries, headsets, yada yada yada. I mean, I just don't see much of a compelling reason to go to a GameStop. I mean, I went there, what was it, maybe last year, to ask if I could buy the sign off the building when they were closing it down. Unfortunately, they didn't. And they do not yet belong on my wall of shame behind me with all the other defunct businesses. But someday I would love to get a GameStop sign when they inevitably do crumble. And it's unfortunate because, again, there's some good people who work there and leaderships. I don't think they're making the decisions to actually, long-term help the employees and customers. But let me know, when was the last time you actually went to a GameStop, and what would it take for you to go shop there again if you haven't in a while? Let me know your thoughts, because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.